What's up guys, this is Jack from Pen and Journal. Welcome back, and today we are not going to do a fountain pen review, but instead we are going to disassemble and assemble a vintage Parker 51 Special. So let's get straight into it. Okay, so it's been a while, right? So I'm just going to go straight into it and let's do it. So first thing, remove the cap, right? And then remove the body by unscrewing this, right? Straightforward, no issues whatsoever. And now we come to the hooded portion. Now this part, right, if it's very long in storage or it is a very old pen, it could be hard to unscrew this. So in this case, what you can do is you can actually dip it in warm water, not hot water, but warm water, to loosen up all the dry inks whatsoever. And once you did that, right, just simply unscrew this portion. It should come out quite relatively easy, right, like this. And here you have the nib, the feed, and the ink collector, right? So this part can be pulled out just straight out like this. So once again, if you find quite a bit of a resistance, please do not force it. Dip this into warm water, again, not hot water, warm water, to loosen up all the inks, right? And then you can just pull it out like so, okay? Right? So you can see that it is very clean because I have disassembled this before prior to this video, right? Just to show you how to get it done. So here you have this ink channel here, right? This ink straw, so to speak. So over here, be careful, this can be very brittle. Just pull it out in a horizontal manner. Do not bend, do not twist, just gently pull it out and it should come out in one piece. And it's quite normal to see that this is not exactly straight because of the age, the number of years that have passed, right? But this is fine, it is still working, right? Put this aside. And now you come down to the nib and the feed, right? Same thing, this is friction fit. Again, pull in one horizontal manner, right? Like so. Okay, it may take some time. All right, if you have problems pulling out, what you can do is you can get grippers, right? For me, I like to invest in something that is very, very soft and spongy, if you will, right? Got these little pieces of foam that I can use as grippers, right, to help you, right? Do not bend the nib or the feet, and then just simply pull, right? It may take some time, just to be patient with it, right? You can see here, it's having a bit of a resistance, but yep, right? In this case, I got the nib out first and then the feet. Okay, so be very careful, do not break this. It will come out like so. Okay, so now coming back down to this, you have an O-ring here, right? There's an O-ring here, do not lose this O-ring. Right, you can remove this like this. Okay, let me try to get it out. Okay, very carefully, you can just roll it out. Right, this is the O-ring, do not lose this. And then you have this metal spacer here, right? So now this part, I couldn't really get it out, to be honest, right? I tried to dip it in a bit of a warm water. I apply a little bit of heat from an hair dryer, right? But it couldn't, so I will not force it, right? So this part, what it does is, this is the ink sac protector. It should be able to just pull it out like this, right? I tried it, I couldn't, I wouldn't force it. Sometimes when you deal with things like vintage pens, right, do not force it. Always be gentle. If you can't, it's fine. Do what you can to clean or to restore the pen itself. But thankfully, the ink sac here, it is perfectly okay, right? So I don't need to exactly remove the protector here. So in this case, I'll leave it as it is. I'm not going to force it, I'm not going to spoil it. And just for your information, you can see here that this is a Parker 51 Special. So what is different between this pen and a normal Parker 51 is that the nib is a steel nib. It is not a gold nib, but to be honest, this nib rides extremely smooth and wet, right? I can't tell that it is a steel nib, to be honest. It is that good. Okay, so for assembly, right, it's exactly the same. So by the way, if you manage to remove this protector, right, the ink sac will be all alone by itself, right? If you need to repair it or change one, just remove the ink sac and then get a new ink sac and shellac it into the part over here. Okay, so to assemble, basically is everything in reverse order. So right, the spacer over here, right, it will fit in like this. Okay, and the O-ring, typically this O-ring is to prevent leakage from the ink collector out to the pen. So what I will do is I like to put a bit of a silicone grease. In this case, I'm using the Twisby silicone grease. Okay, love it. Right, not too much, just a little bit of silicone grease. What I do is I will just, have a little bit of grease on my hand, and then I'll just run the grease over the O-ring like this. Okay, you don't want too much oil, right? Just enough to lubricate the O-ring, right? This will help to keep this pen leak proof, right? So once you have greased the O-ring, right, put this aside, have some tissue paper standby to clean your hands. And next up, we are going to assemble the rest of the components. So first thing is, of course, the nib. So putting all this aside, right? So the nib and the ink collector. So this is where you need to really focus, and I'm not too sure if the lighting is good enough. All right, I'm just going to zoom in a little bit and see what we can get. Okay, over here you can see that there's a deep channel, right? There's a deep channel. Turning around, there is one that is a very shallow channel, right? So this shallow channel will align with this ink channel here, right? So in other words, how it does is this is the deep channel, this is the shallow channel, right? You need to align the shallow channel of the ink collector with the ink channel of your nib, right? So what I do is I will just gently just push this in until I can feel a bit of friction, right? And then bringing in the nib itself, I will just slide it in like so, right? Turn it around, and then very carefully, right, I'm going to apply pressure to push this in at one go, right? Like this. Okay, so you can see here there is a bit of a notch here. It should be inside, so what you can do is you can apply a bit more pressure until it goes in like this. Okay, right? And then the ink straw, so to speak, what you can do is you can put it in, right? So how I do it is quite simple. Get a feel of it. You can feel a little bit of the ink straw attaching to the ink feed, and then once you have that resistance, just push it in nice and horizontally, right, as far as you can. Right? Please do not break this again. Okay, once it's done, what you can do is bring this up first. Okay, we can attach this in, but first thing we need to find the position of the hood, right? So if I screw this in first, okay, forgive my voice, right? You notice that the hood, right, is aligned in this manner. Okay, the hood is here, right? So we want the tip, right, the tip of the nib to align with the hood. So we know the top of the hood is here. You can put a finger here, right? So we want the hood, or rather the nib, to be aligned with the top part here. So what I do is I unscrew this out again. Now bringing in this, okay, I want to align the tip, the top of the nib, to my finger. So something like this. So I can just push it in, right, straight forward, and then I will screw this in. Right, over here you can see there's a little bit of misalignment. No problem, we can do some adjustments, right? You can just simply adjust it a little bit. Okay, what I can do is I can perhaps do a bit of rotation here, right? Nip on the spot, and then screw this thing back in again. Okay, you can see it is pretty good, and you may see that the nip is a little bit sticking out. Okay, so in this case, what you can do is we can actually apply a bit more pressure to this inside. Okay, I believe this can go even further in. So again, you can use your handy dandy this material, foam material, right, to push this in slightly a bit more. Okay, but please be careful, do not break it whatsoever. Yeah, okay, right. So I actually push in the nip a bit more, and this is now further in, right? Okay, and back this thing goes, and now I think this is quite good, right? It is now quite aligned. Okay, and once you're done, you may want to dust this insect with some dusting powder, right? Just use normal dusting powder. Right, I bought some from online. I think it's from an Etsy shop. Okay, you can. I'll leave some descriptions or link in the description box. Get some of the dusting powder, and then just dust it over the ink sac, and this will actually preserve and increase the longevity of your ink sac. Right, you can see I'm very generous with this. Right, you can be very generous with this. This will definitely help to prolong the longevity of your ink sac. Right, okay, and you are done. Right, you are done. Right, wipe off the excess powder, and you are good to ink up this Parker 51 again. Right, I really hope that this helps everybody with in terms of disassembling the pen and assembling the pen itself. Let me know of your comments. Right, for more videos like this, please subscribe to my channel, like and share this video. It helps me out a lot. Thank you so much again, everyone, for your support. Let me know what you think. God bless. Take care and goodbye.